She don't even text him. She don't even feel like she should make an effort to be like, hey, sorry about how things went that night. That's not bad. Let me pay you back. Or she didn't say nothing. Like, I don't know, bro.
Yeah, she made no efforts to make amends for what happened. None whatsoever. But this girl just hasn't been raised right. I'm sorry. She hasn't been raised right.
No.
Perfect. Yeah, perfect. That's the etiquette I would expect. That is the etiquette I would expect from someone. The guy pays. No problem with that. You're not feeling it. That's fine. However, okay, I am going to do a super quick reaction video to this, and then we'll just see what I think. Actually, before I do that, one thing I want to do. I'm over 6 feet tall. If for some reason I sit in a chair built for children, it's insane to me. Okay.
Tell me on a scale of 1 to 10 how nasty this is, okay?
So, do you both have any final questions? If not, that's okay as well. I have one thing to say. Okay. No, I was just joking out. Just messing with you.
I mean, so far, she's joking. She has a personality, you know, she's got a sense of humor. Bit of a dark sense of humor. There's a sense of humor, so I'm not seeing a problem so far.
Let me know, Candia. What's going on? Y'all making me nervous.
Well, we had a hangout session, I'll say that, like after we filmed the episode. A few of the matches, we all went out to Dave & Buster's and we just ate together, hung out, talked. And that is where our story ends, honestly, at Dave & Buster's.
So for those not following, they went out to eat after the show where they matched, and that's the last time that they saw each other. Now, listen to this next part.
Okay, I'm not being funny then, but it wasn't a date, was it? Like, she said that she thought this guy looked cute on what is basically like an internet game show, right? That's kind of it. I didn't pop my balloon. In other words, you look okay, and for now you sound okay, right? And then afterwards, everyone went out to this place. It's not like a date, you know? It's like after the show, let's have a drink and grab something to eat. That's all it is.
Not go past that. Yeah, something happened on my end, so.
What happened? Okay, so we were out all together, with 2 people. So Dom was sitting to the left of me, and then the last guy, actually Keith, he was sitting to the right of me. So we both were next to me, right? And Keith was he was catching my attention more engaging and just having more conversation, like making me laugh, things like.
So another guy, so after she matched with him, more guys showed up for their turn. So one of the guys she didn't get to see, she started yapping to him at the get-together.
And then I would look over at Dom to see if he cared, because I'm like, okay, he's kind of grabbing my attention, I'm pulled more in this direction, and then but my match is right here, so I would feel bad, okay, what are you doing over here? So I asked him what are you doing, because he was just on his phone a lot of the time, and he was learning Spanish on Duolingo. I'm like, okay, well, I guess I'll go back over here and entertain, curate this connection that's going on. So me and Keith actually hit it off, and we carried on the night and just continued getting to know each other and just vibing. So I actually did enjoy my night, but it did turn unexpectedly. So yeah, we matched, but it didn't really go that far. Yeah, we've been talking ever since that day. Okay.
Okay, before these guys give their thoughts, I'm just going to give mine straight away, and then we'll see what they say, and I'll see if I agree or disagree. I don't have a problem with anything that went down there at all. This isn't like, a married couple going onto a show or going on like an all-inclusive or something, and then the wife goes and hooks up with some guy while they're there. That's not what this is. The guy went onto a show with a bunch of girls there. One of them didn't pop her balloon. I was like, okay, cool. For now, we're pretty good. You seem like a nice person. I'd like to get to know you better. And then when they were actually at a place with other contestants and other people there, this guy was more interested in playing with his phone and learning how to speak Spanish, which I'm not knocking. Learning a new language is hard. But he was more focused on that than he was the girl who said yes to him. And so she went and talked to another guy who was engaging with her, and talked to her, and actually entertained her. And so she vibed more with him. I don't have a problem with this. They weren't in a relationship. They weren't dating. They must have known each other all of an hour. There's nothing there. There is no relationship to break. There is no connection there to break. It's to me, this is a nothing. It's a nothing burger, as the saying goes. Let's see what these guys say.
Okay. Questions?
No, I have no question. Okay. I will say, her talking to some other dude and then getting upset that her match is on his phone is very funny to me.
Yeah, but just being on your phone, you're on Duolingo. But I need to know how this happened. Which happened first?
Peep it.
Was it the Duolingo first and Dance was talking?
Right. Okay, yeah. Okay, you know what? Maybe the guy is going to come in with his side of the story and things will change a bit, but it's even if the guy was here's the sad thing. Here's a sad, cold, hard reality, right? until you've both agreed that you're like an item or you're a thing, nothing is guaranteed in dating. Absolutely nothing. You can have a date with a girl and be like, you know what, I'm not vibing with you. There's a question there of like being rude, but at the same time, it's like if the person's not engaged and you're all on a table and none of you really know each other, and it's all of you the first time meeting, it's basically a big group outing of random people. I ain't got a problem with that. I don't. I'm sorry, I don't have a problem with it. It sucks for the guy, but it doesn't suck for the other guy. It sucks for one guy, you know?
was talking, so he said, man, fuck that shit.
No. So this is a get together with a bunch of people. Naturally, you're going to talk to other people.
Yeah, sure.
So here she is talking to some other dude.
Right.
And they've been talking, they're laughing, they're flirting, right? And he's sitting there. She don't know her.
No.
They just met. And she's like,
Yeah, and she doesn't know him. No one knows anyone. That's the whole point. It's you've got these people have shown up all single, looking to mingle, played a game, popped some balloons, said no, said yes, and now they're all out. She don't owe the guy nothing, and he doesn't owe her anything either. Like, none of these people really owe each other anything. And if you find a better connection with someone else, especially if so-and-so is playing with his phone, playing on Duolingo, unless they say something really messed up that she did, that she's hiding, I don't have a problem with this.
like, does he care that I'm talking to this other guy? I was like, what, do you want him to be possessive? Do you want him to, you just met. So naturally him, as a dude,
Okay, wait.
he's like, he's like, I'm gonna just let you do your thing.
I'm at that.
What was
Yeah, true, but it shows a lack of it. Here's the thing. If you're going on a date with someone, it's a first date, you've only just met, and that's your attitude, you're basically screaming to that person, I'm not interested in you. Like, that's literally what you're screaming. I don't care. I'm not that interested. This doesn't mean that much to me. And that's fine. But then you can't complain when the person you're out with is like, okay, well, I'm vibing better with this person. They seem more interested in engaging with me. I'm going to go to them. Again, first date, not really even a date. It's like your first outing with a bunch of random people. No one owes anyone anything. Unless he now says something different. It's like, I don't have a problem with this.
Going through your mind, like, what were you thinking when you're seeing this happening? Like, let me know. I don't think he cared.
No, you see that?
Yeah, I know. She knows she's wrong.
Yeah, she knows she's wrong.
She knows she's wrong.
Catch it?
She had a good personality, and then I feel like when we went to Dave & Buster's after we discussed as a group, the whole dynamic switched, and it was a big difference in what I was saying and what she was saying and what was being shown. Every once in a while, direct attention back to me, but I'm like, after you kind of push that on me, okay, whatever. So then the waitress comes out, and this is where I really didn't rock with the story, because she's saying, like, it just ended like that. It was really the second part that I felt kind of was disrespectful. So, of course, I was going to cover the date, because I'm a gentleman. My mom raised me well. So I told the waitress before, I was like, okay, I'm going to just get me and my matches, and then we're going to go from there. So, boom, checks started to come around, and the two new matches, basically, and her cousin, they all went to a club or something, but I wasn't informed of this club information. Maybe they would have said something behind my back, but I was kind of handling the bill whole thing, and I turned around and they gone. So.
Oh, okay. If I'm hearing this right, what the bro's basically saying here is, and this is disrespect. This is massively disrespectful to him. It's like she let him cover the date, knowing full well this guy wasn't going to be invited to the after thing. That is disrespectful. It's like, look, if you're going to date with someone and it's not working out, and let's just say, you know, a friend of yours shows up or someone shows up or you vibe with someone else while you're there, it's a blind date, whatever, it's a dynamic similar to this, and you make plans with this other random person, and that none of them really know each other, with a random person, and then suddenly you're like, okay, you're going to pay, but then I'm going to, that's disrespectful. That really is disrespectful. She should have paid for her own stuff at that point. She should have been like, nah, you know what? I'm not feeling this, so I'm going to take myself and I'm not going to be myself, you know? But she didn't. She was like, I'm still expecting you to pay, but then I'm going to ditch you. That is disrespectful. That is 1,000% disrespectful.
Yeah, that is
This
disrespectful.
cut to where we all went to. I think you might have texted me next day or a day after that and said, oh, I don't know what happened. But it's like.
Yeah, I did feel bad about that, how the night ended.
She did feel bad about it, but what did you say about it? Had a quick text the next day morning.
So, guys, I just want y'all to think.
Yeah, she did him a dirty. Like, I don't blame her at all for like the part where she's like, you know, if she finds someone else who she's more interested in. But she did him a bit of a dirty there.
You get matched with a girl, you go somewhere, you see her leave with another dude, she leave you with the bill, she don't say nothing.
No, she leaves while you're paying. So she expected you to pay, and she leaves with another dude.
Yo, that's nasty work.
I know you were paying for the tab.
Who's paying for the tab?
Yo,
I'm gonna agree with 100% that. That is BS. Like, as a guy, when you go on a date with someone, you're paying. Just a fact. I know some people out there don't like that. It's just a fact. Me personally, I don't care. That's my job. That's what I do. I pay for the dates. Never had an issue with it. I'm inviting you out. I'm treating you. Okay? The idea, she's like, oh, I didn't know you were going to pay. Well, he's a man. Of course he's going to pay. You think he's going to expect you to pay? That'd be ridiculous.
I can't tell
Who
you.
is paying for the tab?
I can't tell you how disrespectful and nasty it is. What you mean you thought? So,
You didn't tell me.
wait a second, bro.
You didn't pay for the tab, so you just expected the tab to be paid by itself?
Yeah.
And you left while I was paying for the tab. And said, oh, I thought you was following. No.
So I have a question. So Kendia, after
You guys.
Okay, yeah, more. This girl's sounding a bit more and more deceitful. She's definitely got a lying. She's lying about something.
you guys left, at one point did you realize that Dom wasn't coming along, and like were you planning to reach out that same night, or
I do. Just give me a little
Hang on,
more
what does she mean? She didn't realize he wasn't invited.
insight? Because it seems like he paid, and then you're like, I'm leaving him. Yeah, it was like during that time, like after we just finished eating, he was paying the bill, and then we were walking out. And then I did reach out to him, didn't really put that much energy into like reconnecting because I was still in the vibe more with Keith at the end of the day. So
No.
No. Yeah, exactly. That's not an excuse. You're allowed to feel the vibe with someone else. That's fine. That's up to you. You're not allowed to fuck someone over. You're not allowed to do that to someone when you know they're the one paying. Like, there's a way of going about it. What you did was disrespectful.
The level
My
of
girl,
dirty that
my
is.
girl, my girl.
The level of dirty that is. Let me just say, you take someone, you're gonna go pay for them. Okay, so that means that y'all on the same bill, whatever. For you not even to acknowledge the man before you leave, for you to leave with another man, you're allowed to. You didn't even say a word to him. You didn't even say, I don't feel a vibe with you. I like to pay for my half.
Perfect. Yeah, perfect. That's the etiquette I would expect. That is the etiquette I would expect from someone. Genuinely. It's like, the guy pays. No problem with that. You're not feeling it. That's fine. However, I don't mind going on a date, paying for a date. The vibe isn't there. I'll still pay for the date. No worries with that there. You still pay for the date. Cool. You both agree separate ways. No worries. No problems. She met a guy on the date, a different guy. No issues at all. No problems. She should have said, listen, look, I'm not feeling it. I'm vibing more with this guy. Nothing personal. But look, I'm going to pay my part. And it was nice meeting you. That would have been a much more decent, respectful thing to do. Genuinely a lot more decent and respectful thing.
No, she didn't even check to see if he paid. She didn't say bye. She didn't say nothing. That is incredibly crazy.
What do you mean you're allowed to? I'm allowed to drive my car with my goddamn feet. It don't make it a good fucking idea.
What do you mean?
Yeah, she's allowed to do whatever the fuck she did. Despicable. Despicable me? No, despicable you. Despicable. What? You knew what the hell you was doing. No, I did feel bad. I did reach out. If you felt bad on the spot, you could just, hey, wait a minute. Then we leaving back there? That's crazy. Let's just go back there. Hey, by the way, that was the easy thing to do. Nope, you went.
Yeah, I guarantee in the moment she wasn't thinking it. In the moment she was like, wasn't even thinking because she's like, oh, it's just getting paid for. I don't care. Vibing with another guy. Okay, cool. I'm with you. Again, all fine. A lot of not vibing with one guy, vibing with someone else. Go. Have fun. Go. Rude not to say anything. Real rude and disrespectful not to say anything. Make it clear. And very rude and disrespectful to just leave the guy to cover the bill while you're leaving with another guy. That's the part. You don't do that.
I'm finna get myself a party. No, my girl, you're foul.
And the thing, like, someone paying for your meal, whatever, it's a courtesy they're offering you, right? He's being a gentleman, whatever it is. Okay, cool. For you not to even acknowledge him, like he's some random at a bar who bought you a
That's true. That does bother me. That really does bother me. And I know it's something that bothers a lot of guys. It's like, look, listen, I ain't got no problem paying. I really don't. It's my job to pay. But don't act as though you're entitled to this. You're not. You're really not. Like, a thank you should always leave your lips when that happens. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Even if you don't want to see the guy again, fine. That's absolutely fine. A date, paying for the date doesn't buy you like a connection. It doesn't, right? That's fine. But you still show gratitude. That for me, that's just like a basic like manners thing. I don't know when manners and politeness suddenly became these weird other things. Like, it's polite to do that.
you didn't ask for. That's disgusting. I don't know. If somebody paid for my meal, there's no way I'm not going to say, oh, I appreciate that. Thank you. At the very least. And you know what kills me? Like, she get in the car, she don't even text him. She don't even feel like she should make an effort to be like, hey, sorry about how things went that night. That's my bad. Let me pay you back. Or she didn't say nothing. I don't know, bro.
Yeah, she made no efforts to make amends for what happened. None whatsoever. In her mind, she was just like, hey, listen, I've met another cute guy. I'm vibing with him. Oh, we're doing it. We're going. Let's go out and have fun. There was no sense of like, etiquette or responsibility for her part there. She was rude. She was incredibly rude. That's basically it. Hands down. She was rude.
I don't know, bro. It's just so mind-blowingly nasty.
Yeah, that was just where I was at. I was just like, okay, I guess like he won't be joining us tonight. And I didn't make any effort for him to, because like I said, like that first thing I just said, that threw me off. And then I was enjoying my time with the last guy that went on there. So yeah, that's what happened.
Yeah, that's the only thing that's important.
Yeah, I enjoy my time with him more. So, you know.
So Dom, when you
Yeah,
realized
that's
things, did you reach out or you were just like, I'm over it?
That was literally what I was saying. Like her entire mental state was just, oh, screw that guy. I'm going with this one. That was her entire mental state. Zero awareness of anything else going on. Just, oh, cool. I'm with you now. Bye-bye. No other thoughts in her mind. It does say something about her. You know, you owe this guy here. She owes him nothing. But you have to be polite. She doesn't owe this guy another date. She doesn't owe this guy her affection or interest or anything. But you have to be polite and you have to show this courtesy, basically. You know?
I mean, turn around. The point when I felt like, all right, I'm over it is when I like walked outside and like looked around.
Like this girl just hasn't been raised right. I'm sorry. She hasn't been raised right.
Somebody really just walked out. Like, that's when I was like, all right, I'm kind of over this. There's no reason for me to be trying to chase y'all down, obviously.
Good for him having some self-respect. Good for him. I say that. You know, we often talk about dudes, whatever, and what they do, and they chase whatever. He's like, all right, whatever, I'm cool off this. I'm not going to sit here and make drama or whatever. I'm going
Yeah, exactly. Just don't make, yeah. I think the exact same way. It's like, okay, cool. Listen, if that's how it is, then that's how it is. I'm not going to waste my time trying to prove some whatever. Like, okay, cool. If you've done that to me, sweet. I'm going to go do my own thing then. Catch you later. Bye. Like, that's it. Like, don't waste time. Don't lower yourself down by like chasing, oh, where are you? I thought we had a, no, if you know from that moment it's done, it is done. And that's it.
Have to. Good for him.
walk off. That's it. But, the way she did it nasty.
You should have popped that back balloon and kept on going. I don't just
Kept on.
Well, that's the thing. She should. This is what I mean when I say to some guys who get rejected by girls and they get all like up in their heads and upset about it and stuff. It's like, bro, if she had popped the balloon and meant it, she could have saved him a whole evening of nonsense. Okay? For real. Sometimes, if someone isn't interested in you, finding out sooner is the best thing that can happen to you. The sooner you find out that there's nothing there, the sooner you move the hell on. Period.
Going.
whatever, so. Ha bitch.
I just don't understand how you gonna eat off another person's plate and not even say thank you or acknowledge it. It's just disgusting. And afterwards, you're gonna act like you did nothing. You're gonna sit here and
That's the thing that bothers
Me. I don't mind the whole, hey, look, you met someone else. Who cares? No, you don't owe each other that. I do mind the forgive my language. I mind the rudeness of that, and there is an entitlement to it. It's like, no. No one owed you that. Like that was someone being graceful and doing their part, and your response was to just completely dismiss it. That's rude.
in a man's face, and then keep rubbing it in his face that you liked your connection more with somebody else. Like, you didn't have to come here and embarrass me in front of everybody. You could have at least owned your part. I don't know. That's just to me, like,
She don't feel bad.
She don't.
She don't feel bad.
She don't.
She don't feel bad. But you dodged one, my guy.
100%.
Because arguments with that girl, it's not worth it. It's never gonna go nowhere. That's how she. What I say?
It could have dodged it a lot sooner. If it, like I said before, if it dodged it sooner, it would have had less aggro. It wouldn't have this embarrassment. It wouldn't feel the way he feels, which is basically that, hey, I was disrespected. Like, what the hell? Like, what's going on here? That's rude. But it is what it is. Okay, leave it there. Take care, guys. Bye.